Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to cut through the noise and get straight to the insights you're looking for. Quick, but thorough.
Exactly. Think of it as your fast track to those aha moments.
So today, we're digging into a really interesting piece called Saying Yes to God's Way. It focuses on Genesis 24, verses 50 to 67.
And the key verse is 58, where Rebekah is asked, "Will you go with this man?"
And she just says, I will go. Simple as that.
Right. So our mission, you could say, is to unpack what that simple yes really means.
Yeah, what can it teach us about, navigating uncertainty and trusting there might be a bigger plan?
Especially relevant if you're looking for insights without getting bogged down.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Abraham's servant is on a mission, right? Find a wife for Isaac.
And divine guidance, it seems, leads him straight to Rebekah by the well.
Then comes the moment. Her family basically asks her, will you leave your home, everything familiar, and go with this stranger?
It's a huge question. A massive leap based on, honestly, not much concrete information for her personally.
And her response, I will go. Just like that.
It's incredibly decisive, isn't it? It really highlights this idea. The source brings up faith, often means taking just the next step.
You don't always get the full roadmap.
Exactly. God gives the next step, not necessarily the 5-year plan all at once. She just took that step.
Makes you think, doesn't it, about times in your own life. Maybe not quite that dramatic.
Hopefully not. But yes, situations where you have to commit without seeing the whole picture.
A new job, maybe moving somewhere new. That first yes feels like stepping into the unknown.
Totally. And the source really leans into this idea of trusting God's leading. It says that moving forward requires trust.
It's not always about waiting until everything feels perfectly easy or clear.
Right. And it suggests practical things, too, like seeking advice from people you trust, mentors, and prayer.
And overcoming that fear of the unknown.
Yeah. And interestingly, it also talks about the power of saying yes to smaller things, small acts of obedience.
So it's not always about these massive life-altering decisions right away.
It seems not. Those smaller, consistent yeses can build your capacity for faith, build that trust muscle,
Okay, so those small steps, those incremental acts of faith can lead somewhere bigger.
Which brings us to the next point, this idea of bigger plans unfolding. Rebekah leaves her home, travels to meet Isaac.
A man she's never met.
Right. And the source frames this union not just as a marriage, but as a key part of God's larger promise. The promise to Abraham to bless the world through his descendants.
So her individual choice, her obedience, fits into something much grander than just her own life goals.
Precisely. It connects our personal decisions to potentially having a much wider impact. The source kind of warns against underestimating how God might use our obedience.
Even if we don't see results immediately?
Even if things seem slow. It mentions persevering and focusing on serving others in the process.
Wow. So that one, yes, from Rebekah, really set a huge chain of events in motion.
It really underscores the potential impact of a single decision made in faith.
So wrapping this up, the key takeaway seems to be about the power of faith when you're facing the unknown.
Yeah, faith in action. Rebekah's yes wasn't just passive agreement. It was an active step forward.
Stepping into a future she couldn't fully see, but trusting the process? Trusting the guidance she perceived?
It's a potent combination. Trusting that there's something meaningful unfolding.
So here's something to think about. Can you recall a time in your life when saying yes to something unclear, maybe something a bit scary, led to unexpected good, or gave you a sense of a bigger purpose?
And maybe, looking at your life right now, is there a sort of unclear door that feels like an invitation, an opportunity to step through, even without all the answers? Worth pondering.